I do love that Newgen series are normalizing giving more focus to female leads. And when the person says that, they showcase these four females. Now, if you don't know who these characters are, you have Momo from Danadon, you have Ruri from Ruby's Dragon. I can't remember this chick's name, and I can't remember this chick's name, but this is from Ichi the Witch, and she is from Chainsaw Man, of course. Um, and this is all this person said. They literally just said, I do love that Newgen series normalize giving more focus to female leads. Now, I don't think there's a problem with that. I don't think there's a problem with that at all. I mean, what's really funny is that's something that is happening in shonen. It's happened in shonen before, not super prevalent in like the early 2000s, but now it's happening a lot more than ever. One of the things I will say though is I do like this. I am a big fan of the first three stories. I'm not really a big fan of Chainsaw Man after part two and part two. Part one I really freaking loved. I thought part one of Chainsaw Man was like really good. Part two I feel like is like this crazy roller coaster, which is always what Chainsaw Man has always been a part of. And yeah, so we're gonna get into that. But first off, welcome back everybody. Welcome back, Penguin Nation. It is your boy Marshulartz here again with the Inktalks. And today we're going to be chatting about the Newgen series female leads. Appreciate all the recent subscribers, all the people who've been chiming in and coming to see the content. Thank you all. You guys can go read Penguinboy, my manga series that I'm creating over on Lubinto.net, my manga and light novel company, stationed here in Ohio. You can go read things like Saikyu, which has 2 chapters out. You can go read Penguinboy, which has 13. I'm working on chapter 14. You can go read other things like Rikusen, Akuronin, which are both one-shots that are there, and tons of other stories that I've previously done or someone else has previously done. There are other people in the company, not just me, but let's get back into this boom bap. So yeah, these 4 stories are really good, really rich. Ruby's Dragon especially is just a normal everyday story about a girl who is half dragon. Danadon is about ghosts and aliens. Ichi the Witch is about the first male becoming a witch in a world full of women who are witches. And of course, Chainsaw Man part 2 is following this other girl who then gets a devil inside of her because she does die, and the devil's the only thing keeping her alive. I can't remember if it's the war devil or some other devil, but it is a devil inside her that keeps her alive. And they're just trying to, the main goal is to kill Chainsaw Man, and then she's going to give her back her brain or her heart or something like that. But yeah, so that's what this is about, and that's all this person is talking about. They just love that. Getting into it though, you have comments like this. Me when I've only read, oh, you can't see it, me when I've only read 4 manga. And I had to look at that and go, what does that mean? Are you guys saying this? To me, this is the whole thing of like somebody like, man, I love when I'm able to wake up and make pancakes. This person was like, oh, well, I guess you just fucking hate waffles. And it's like, I didn't even say that. I'm just literally saying I just love pancakes. This person is specifically talking about 4 series, and everybody starts clowning this person. I want to make sure, yeah, this is the only thing. Shonen manga, shonen tourists intentionally limit themselves to a genre that by its name is targeted to young male audiences and then pretend like a female lead is something new and profound in manga. No. This is where you're wrong. This person is actually talking about within the series that they really like, or the series that they do like, or that they do read. We don't know this person is limiting themselves, so you sound stupid as shit saying this person is limiting themselves. All they're saying is, hey, I'm just happy to see these Newgen series, whether it's shonen or manga or whatever, are focusing more on the female lead. They're not saying any one category is specific. They're not saying, oh, I'm happy that all of manga is doing this. They're just saying the Newgen series, which all 4 of these are either sequel Newgens or a sequel Newgen series or Newgen series themselves. So pull your head out of your ass and understand that what they're saying isn't specifically targeting all of manga. We don't know how this person is truly targeting it. They're just saying that. So when you say stuff like that, some shonen tourist, you don't know if this person is a tourist. This could just be someone that they really like. Maybe they are new to manga, but they're not exactly tourists who are just here to be like, oh, this is this. They could just be someone who's looking at this and going, hey, these are some series that I got into after getting into manga in 2020, 2021, 2022, or a manga and anime. And I'm just happy to see that we're getting more stuff on female leads, because I think, within a shonen story, being able to have more shine on the female lead and her not just being a love interest, but her having actual character development is something that is very interesting. We've seen it with Orihime. We didn't really see it at all with Sakura. And there is really no love interest in One Piece. But, in Shaman King, you get to see Anne or Annie or Anna. You get to see Anna. She's a love interest and she does have her own character development, but it's not as prominent as you would say today's Shonen Jump or Shonen protags are, or even side characters. I'm like looking around and I'm trying to think like any of the stories. I don't know the ending of Demon Slayer, but now that I have all the volumes, I'm going to read that and see, if who the characters end up with and if they've had enough development. I mean, you can look at in Demon Slayer and say, hey, his sister has a lot of character development, even though she's a demon. It's still very interesting to see those things. So to me, I just look at that and I say, yeah, that's a stupid take, but I guess I get it. Shonen fans dismiss the rich history of well-written female leads in anime and manga, overlooking decades of nuanced and powerful female protagonists in the genres by ignoring entire demographics, limiting their approach for the medium as a whole. See, this is the big thing. Like people hide behind these avatars and they say this bullshit where it's like, oh, this fan's just dismissing. No one said this fan is dismissing anything. This fan is clearly just making a statement saying, hey, I'm happy that these Newgen series, these four in particular that I'm posting, are normalizing and giving focus to the female leads. And it's just really funny when I see takes like these, because you're just taking what this person is saying for face value and just running with it, which, you got to get engagement somehow. You got to get people to come to your page somehow. And I get that. But to me, I just look at this and I just laugh once again, because no one said anything about this person dismissing the rich history of well-written female leads in anime or manga, or overlooking the decades of nuanced and powerful female protagonists in the other genres. Nobody said, no, he's not, this person isn't saying that, They're clearly just saying they like these four leads, and that's it. No hate to this person because they obviously just didn't know, but pretty much most series outside of mainstream shonen are usually dominated by female characters. Like, I think shonen is one of the few places where there's more male leads, so it's a bit of a whiplash to read this post. That's a fair take. That's a fair take when they say, hey, no hate to this person. But there are, like, I'm reading a manga called Now That We Draw. I'm reading a lot of other rom-com, seinen manga. I'm reading some other josei mangas as well, where not just there's a male lead or a male protagonist, but there's also a my buddy hit me with a new word. I can't remember what it was, but it's like a deuteragonist. So there's a deuteragonist that is also a male as well, or a female as well. And so it's just like, it's pretty cool to kind of see. But yeah, let me see. I'm sorry to be that guy, but you can go back to 20, 30, or even 40 years and you can find series with prominent female characters. It's not a new thing in the slightest. Yeah, but like that's the thing, is like these are all different timelines. Like, I mean, the closest you have, these two, I mean, yeah, you can go back and you can find these things, but Dr. Slump and these are probably closer. And then Claymore, I'm pretty sure, I don't know when Claymore and Okubo's work really were. I don't know the timeline of these. If somebody knows the timeline of these four manga, I know Dr. Slump was like 1980s. I don't know when Urusei Yatsura, I think that was like in the 90s or the 80s itself. So, excuse me, I know Dr. Slump and I know this one are around the same time. I do believe that Claymore came out before Soul Eater, but I could be dead wrong. I don't know the facts off top of my head. But it's like, yeah, you can find it. Like, literally, Claymore is about a group of women who are Claymores, and I think they can only be Claymores. It's literally the opposite of it's literally the opposite of The Witcher, where men can only be Witchers in The Witcher. It's been a thing lore-wise for a long time. And then in Claymore, it's only women can be Claymore. As if I remember correct, I believe it's only women. And then, in this story, literally, Maki is the main character, and Soul is the deuteragonist, if you will, of this story. And it's like, in Dr. Slump, Aurelie is literally the main character, even though she's a robot. But, and then, yeah, Urusei Yatsura is an alien from outer space, but she's also the main character. And if you want to look at that, you can even lump in Inuyasha as well, where Kagome is the main character. Like, there are stories that have it, but this person, once again, is just talking about these four series, which is why I have to get into this and say, you guys are crazy, because all you're doing is just going in and just saying this person is stupid. But yeah, no, this person is doing that. I want to make sure. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But that's pretty much it on that. I just think overall, I think overall, looking at these and being able to say, hey, this person is just out of their mind and saying this. I think it's kind of outlandish, but all in all, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys think this exact same thing? I do love that new gen series are normalizing, giving more focus to female leads. Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think this person is wrong? If you agree, leave a like, leave a sub. If you disagree, hell, I appreciate you even making it this far. Be sure to leave another like, hell, even sub if you're new here. We get into more topics like this all the time. Some more controversial, some that aren't. But yeah, you can head over to lumento.net. You can read Penguinboy, which is my manga. Gets better as the chapters go on. I'm using this manga to teach myself how to create manga, not just how to draw manga, because there's more than just drawing manga. It's more than just an art style. There's a lot of things that go into it. But yeah, you can go read Penguinboy chapters 1 through 13 right now over on Libento.net. You can also go buy volume 1, which is also there as well. And yeah, you wouldn't be disappointed. There's over 230 pages in this volume of just good reads. And you can definitely go see. Where knocked over? Oh, I knocked over a cup. You can definitely go see more over on Libento.net, since it is a light novel manga publication. I do my own story, like I said, Penguinboy, and then you have Saikyo done by the talented Joey, or not Joey, Yuki. You have Joey Jova coming on with Light On. Then you have Stormrave, who did the one shot for Rikusen, and you have Number One Manga, who did Aku Ronin over there as well. Be sure to go check those things out. Shout out to the recent subscribers. Appreciate everybody for being here. And yeah, Penguin Nation, #Penguin Nation. Until later, we'll be doing another one. Peace.